Okay, let's count.
To what?
Brothers and sisters, together we'll make it through. Someday your spirit will lift you and take you there. 'Cause everybody's free to feel good. 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 Everybody's free.
Thank you
You're
so much for
welcome.
coming through.
You're
I'm
welcome.
so happy. So,
Oh, you're welcome.
when I reached out, the very first time I was just saying, let me just shoot my shot. I don't know if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, then I will literally probably just be making a fool out of myself on social media or something like that. That's what I
Well,
really thought.
well, you haven't.
Yo, man, how are you, Miss Miller?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm
You,
fine. Thank you.
you look fabulous. Like you look
Thank
like you
you.
haven't gained any. Are you a vampire or something?
I'm a blood sucking, youth seeking vampire.
Can you imagine? You look like you haven't aged a single bit. And this
Oh,
is the
God.
Rozalla Miller of when? Come on.
Of years ago. Can you believe? Oh my God. I
Yeah.
turned 57 this year.
Mhm.
On
Congratulations.
March. Thanks you.
Congratulations. If that's what 57 looks like, I want some of that.
I've been during the pandemic, people found different things to do to keep their minds from going insane.
Yeah.
And one of the things I discovered, I've always been into exercise, and I think exercise helps you keep your youth,
Yeah.
get some blood
Yeah.
flowing and all this and that. And then I've always loved walking, and my husband and I moved further out of London into the country, and just literally across our road where we live,
Hmm.
there's woodland. So I walk for an hour, 2 hours. So I'm burning calories and watching what I eat. I think all that helps. And then something interesting happened. I took up face yoga, and
Oh, face.
honestly,
Wait,
face
wait, wait a
yoga.
minute.
Yeah,
Wait a minute. Face yoga. Like there's yoga for the
there's
body.
yoga exactly, and now there's face
And
yoga. It is. It's
what?
it's been unbelievable. Because you yourself can see your face aging or your body aging, and I guess you could see it more than others would. You
Hmm.
your own worst critic, I suppose.
Yeah.
So I started noticing, yeah, I'm getting this here, I'm getting that here. and I discovered face yoga, and the science behind it is that, which makes absolute sense. If you go to the gym or whatever and you work out your body and you
Yeah.
consistent, you will reap rewards. Your body will look toned, etc., etc. So it's the same thing. Why don't we exercise our faces?
Yeah. Yeah.
You
And
know
especially for people who use them more, like,
exactly,
and I talk, okay, so maybe part of my face would probably benefit from
exactly,
this whole
exactly. If
yoga.
exactly, if you exactly, and the key is like exercise consistency. So I did a few courses here and there. I joined these two sisters who are face yoga teachers, and I learned. And even my husband started saying things like, wow, you look like you've slept 10 hours. You look well, you look healthy. So I'm like, okay, face yoga must be working.
Exactly. It is. It does, eh? It does. I didn't
Check.
even know anything like that
I
exists.
know, I neither did I. Honestly, Joe, after this, check it out and start becoming a face yoga. I'm telling you,
Definitely.
in 4 weeks to 6 weeks, you will look fresh like you've shaved 5 or 10 years. I'm telling you, it has literally, like, all my friends go, have you had surgery? Have you had a facelift? Have you had a, I'm like, no, I'm doing face yoga. So I'm like, the more they tell me that, the more I'm pulling my face and doing all these things because I'm like,
Mm,
it must be working. So that's
yeah.
what I've been doing.
Show me one exercise.
Joe, you're gonna laugh.
It's okay. I'm ready for it.
Oh my God. Oh no, there you go. I haven't even done it and you're laughing.
Okay,
Okay.
I was yeah,
Okay.
okay.
Let me think. Okay. For instance, the lines on your forehead,
Oh
right?
yeah, I've got those. I've got those. And how do I get rid of the you
Right.
see
One.
them? You see them?
Yeah. One
Yeah.
one of the moves is you put these palms here at the end of your eyebrows.
Okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
Uh, stretch out your eyes like a cat.
Okay, like that.
Yeah. Pull
Hmm.
up and stretch your forehead. Don't form lines like you've got now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because
The the the
these are
thing
like
about face yoga, you don't have to create any lines, and then you
okay,
open your
wait.
eyes
Oh,
wide. Can you see I'm
hold
stretching my
on.
forehead?
Oh, okay. So you're literally
So
holding
I'm stretching my
your
forehead. I'm 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 I've got my palms at the corners of my eyes. I'm stretching my eyes out and up
okay,
like a cat,
let me get
and
rid of this. Let me get rid of these. I want to get rid of this. I want to do this. Okay. Yeah.
then
Okay. So I
yeah,
have
you got it,
oh,
you got it, and then you open your eyes
oh,
wide, and then you
oh,
hold
but
that for 10 seconds. Come out of it slowly, and then do another two more. So in total, you've done 30 seconds. If you do that every
oh,
day, within 2 to 3 weeks, these will be honestly reduced because you
oh
exactly you got
man.
it. And the key is, Joe, when you work in whatever area of your face, make sure all the
Mm.
other areas of your face are dead. Don't engage them. Do not engage
Oh,
them. That's the
or
key.
like don't be talking and doing all that funny other business while you're
Right,
doing this.
exactly. Just concentrate on that area. So there you go. So when we speak next time,
Oh
you'll have no forehead lines.
man, listen. Like my son was actually making fun of me the other day. He's like, "Oh, look at these. Are you gonna get rid?" And
Yeah.
it's like I've always thought, like there's no way I can probably get rid of these.
No. Face, honestly, educate yourself in face yoga. You will be shocked. The things that you can change on your face. If you want to chisel jawline, these lines here, you
Yeah,
know,
man,
can get rid of
man.
them. I'm telling you.
I'm,
I'm telling you.
I am definitely getting into that.
Check it
I'm
out.
definitely. I
Check
want
it
to be
out.
57 and I want to look exactly like you do
You
right
check.
now.
You'll be calling me and going, girl, I tried face yoga and I'm doing it for life. And apart from it, it just helps you in your mind. It's just sort of
Mhm.
relaxing and calming. Yeah.
Yeah. All the other good benefits of yoga, you still find them on in face yoga,
Go for it.
that they
Go
talk about.
for it. Yeah.
Man,
Go for it.
man.
Where are you based?
Thank you.
Joburg.
I am in Joburg, North. I'm
Okay.
in the West. It's called
Okay.
Rodeport. It's an
Okay.
Afrikaans name, so I struggle to say it nicely, but
Ro- I
r-
won't even. I won't even
yeah.
attempt.
So it's Rodeport, because
Rodeport.
Rodeport. Yeah, it's got double O on both occasions. So when you get the ro and then the port, it's got
So
like it's not your normal port. Like I'm
right.
going to the it's your
Like the
port.
port. Okay. It really has to
Yeah,
be
exactly.
pronounced.
It
Okay.
has,
Okay.
yeah, something like that. So that's
Okay.
where I'm based. Yeah. But
Fabulous.
otherwise, how you doing?
I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm glad. We're back doing our shows.
Hmm.
As you know, the pandemic has kind of floored everything. So I got back to doing shows about maybe what month are we in? 2 months ago, 3 months ago, maybe at the most. And things are beginning to pick up. I'm doing about every weekend. I've got about 3, 4, 5 shows per week, and they're increasing. The diary is looking, nicely. busy, and I'm just so grateful. I'm so grateful.
Time. I've been a radio broadcaster since 2005 in
All
Zimbabwe.
right, right.
And ever since, everybody's free has
To
been
feel
as
good.
to feel good has always been a song that always takes us back, man. It
Oh,
is
thank you.
it's the song. Like if I was on a show on a Friday right now, I'll probably play one of the I'll probably play it.
Thank you.
I bet you I would have played it. I don't know how many times I've played it. And it's
Thank you.
one of those uh things that I've always, you know, sort of imagine myself having probably a conversation with you. And I was like,
Oh,
okay, since I have
wow.
a podcast, this could be a little bit different than, all the radio stations I've worked in. Let me try and reach out. So I did. And here you are. And here I'm so excited.
It's true. It's come true.
Dreams have literally come true. I am speaking to the one and only Rozalla Miller. Ladies and gentlemen, come on. Man, this is
Thank you.
huge.
You're
This is
making me
huge.
fly.
No, man, because you deserve it. Like that was the anthem. Like I don't know if anybody who wanted to feel good and to feel free at the time when the song was released. And by the way, we are celebrating 30 years of this song, right?
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yes. 30 years. And where has the time gone to, Joe? I don't know.
Yeah.
But 30 years later, I'm still going out and performing the song. My fans, friends, everybody just tell me it sounds as good now as it
As
did
it
when it
did.
was released. And I think the song has stood its time and success because A, it is a good song, and B,
Mhm.
um, it's just one of those songs that keeps on getting remixed by producers. It gets covered by countless artists, and
Yeah.
usually when you watch talent contests like the X Factor or The Voice, every now and again they cover in Everybody's Free to Feel Good, and then you have major shops and stuff like that using it as a song for their adverts. So the song has kept its profile that way over the years, and I believe that's why Everybody's Free still is where it is today.
Man, it's amazing. 1991
Yeah,
to 2021.
yeah.
The song is still a song that even up to now you play it, people still they feel the same way. And
It's
it has moved generations.
it's surreal. It's surreal.
It's
I remember I was invited to a school, a children's school. I think the oldest was about 14 or 15, but I was
Mhm.
asked to go into this classroom of kids that were between 7 and 8, just to talk to them, to give them a pep talk, about careers and stuff like that. And I was
Mhm.
introduced as the singer Everybody's Free, and one of the kids stood up and go, "I know that song, but I like the Chipmunks version."
What the
And so,
chipmunks?
yeah,
The
the
chipmunks
Chipmunks,
did a cover.
yeah, everybody's free to feel good. Everybody's free to feel good. So I couldn't stop laughing, Joe, because I thought, well, even the youngsters that are 7, 8, might not know the original singer, but they know the Chipmunks version, and they've
Yeah.
covered "Everybody's Free to Feel Good" by Rozalla. So I'm like, I'll take that. Thank you.
Oh man, that should have been. That was so funny. That was so funny. And and I think for the next couple of years, again, even decades, we've gone 30 years with it, and and the next 30 years again, it will still be a song that a lot of people will reach out to
Amen. Amen.
whenever they want to
What?
feel good.
Well, it's got a message, and
Mhm.
also I think, yes, as I should have also said earlier, I think the popularity of "Everybody's Free to Feel Good" is the lyrics. It's for
Mhm.
all mankind, all over the world, brothers and sisters. Together we'll make it through. I mean,
Mhm.
how much more positive could a lyric
Can
ever
you
be?
can a lyric ever
Yeah,
get?
yeah,
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
and that's
man.
and that's for everyone all over the world, no matter where you come from. That
I,
is a lyric.
I watched you perform a couple of this at a couple of these shows. I watched you perform in Brazil
Oh,
on
wow.
YouTube,
Yes,
rather,
yes.
because I was
I was gonna
doing
say
this for
where
this. Yeah, I watched you come.
okay.
I watched you
Yeah,
perform a couple of at a couple of events,
yeah.
and it just felt like the the reception from the people, the moment you'd go, everybody is free.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was, and it's automatic. There is no
Yeah.
guessing. Oh, what's that song? No, it's just automatic.
It's incredible.
And
In fact, it just reminds me, I did a gig in Mexico, probably 2018,
Mhm.
April. I remember that because I couldn't believe I was being invited to come perform in Mexico at
Yeah.
a massive, massive concert with other big named artists. And there were about 7,000 people in this auditorium, which was incredible in itself. And I went on, and the audience reaction was just phenomenal. I mean, my gosh. And then I did, Are You Ready to Fly? I did Faith in the Power of Love. And then the power cut. All the power in the
Oh,
house cut. And, there were a few lights left on, and the crowd started screaming, but all very well behaved. So, they announced I'll be back on stage. And I walked to the stage for them to sort out the power. And then suddenly I heard the crowd, and even my agent filmed it and recorded it. They started stamping their feet and calling out my name, Rozalla, Rozalla. I'm like,
wow,
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 oh my gosh.
wow.
And then I went back on stage when they got the power to perform Everybody's Free, and they
Yeah,
went crazy. But I
man.
will never forget that, the emotions that filled me in. And then a few of them wrote to me and said, part and parcel of the reason they did that was they didn't want me to have a bad impression of Mexico.
Oh,
And because the power
oh,
lights went, they wanted me to know that they loved me. And they were all
oh,
shouting my name, all 8,000 strong of these people. And honestly, I will never forget that, and bless them all. Yeah,
wow,
incredible,
wow,
incredible.
wow. Why don't you write back to them and tell them I come from a country called Zimbabwe where power cuts
Oh,
are like the
believe me,
norm?
I'm like, what? Let me tell you, I was like, oh, this is normal.
This is
I'm,
so
I'm used to
normal.
this. I'm used to this. In fact, just round our road, we've got a small, we call it an A road, and
Mm,
let me tell you, there's tons of potholes. It's so uneven. It's the most uneven
yeah,
road of where I live in, because all the roads are really, flat and well cared for and
yeah.
stuff like that. And my
Mm.
husband's like, the council really need to come and sort this out. I'm like, me, I'm used to this. It's nothing. I'm used to
It's
this.
nothing. This is
It's
like
nothing. I come from
it's
Africa, and it's how we
yeah.
roll.
It is. This is how we roll. We like it a little bit bumpy.
Yeah, give me the bump any day, babe.
Do people even remember some of your songs?
Oh
Like,
gosh,
do people?
absolutely.
Yeah,
I mean,
because yeah. Go ahead.
the hardcore Rozalla fans
Mhm.
actually even remind me of songs I've done that I've actually forgotten. You know, I
Wow.
mean, they go back way into Zimbabwe when I did party nights with the Rusiki brothers, who wrote party
Hmm.
nights for me. And A.B. Rusiki wrote me a ballad called Forever, which actually I'd love to record, one of these fine days. That's what started my recording
Your
career.
career. Yeah.
And they sending me messages asking me, where can we buy these tracks from? And I'm going, what?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, that's like maybe 35, 40 years ago,
Because you
Yeah.
can't find the music that was the music back in the day.
Mm.
You can't, like all these guys, grandmas, NMC, and stuff like that. They cease to exist, or I don't know if they lost some of the material that was being produced
Yeah.
there. So we are probably at a crisis in Zimbabwe where the music that grew us up, we might not be able to find it anymore
Yeah.
unless somebody has got a vinyl or a
Yeah.
tape, and
Which is such a
it's,
shame, a real shame,
mm,
because even I now am sourcing party nights and Forever. And I've asked the Rusiki brothers, and they don't know where to get a hold of it. So here we are. Here we
yo,
are.
man, you were born in Zambia,
Yeah.
lived in Zimbabwe,
Yeah.
then again lived in the UK.
Yeah. Yeah.
When people ask you which one is home, what do you say?
Oh my goodness, oh Joe, I'm going to tread easily on and carefully on this, because my fans get very territorial. So the truth of the matter is, I was born in Zambia. My mother's Zambian, my
Mhm.
father's Zimbabwean. So I got both feet in both
Yeah.
countries. And then
All
of
right.
course I came to the UK strictly just to hopefully become an international singer. And fortunately, it worked out for me, and I'm now living here. So I'm now a British citizen. So I remember my family who are based in Zambia were telling me there's this one DJ that used to come on air, and he would say, Rozalla Miller, born and bred in Zambia, on loan to Zimbabwe, and just living in the UK.
He had it all figured out because
He
it was
had it. Yeah, he had it all figured out. So
it
that
was
that made me laugh. That made me laugh.
man, yeah, he had it all figured out. He was like, okay, so how do I what do I say? What do we say?
Yeah,
We
yeah,
love her. She's born in Zambia, lived in Zimbabwe, and
yeah.
obviously loaned in in the
Loaned to
UK.
the UK. So I'm
Loaned
like,
to the UK.
I'm not even gonna, touch on that or whatever. I'm just gonna go because they are quite cool. And when I have some people say Rozalla Miller from Zimbabwe,
Mhm.
because to be honest, I feel more Zimbabwean than anything. I spent my formative years in Zimbabwe. That's where I grew up.
Mm.
I became an adult. I began to understand things more than ever. But when some people say, Rozalla Miller from Zimbabwe, the fans will write and go, yeah, but born in
Yeah,
Zambia. So
yeah, born in Zambia and on loan to the UK.
on
So
loan to the UK. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So I'm
man.
just gonna leave it there.
Exactly. That's a good way of putting it. I mean, you are a global citizen, so to speak. I mean, people are calling out your name in Mexico, Brazil,
Yeah.
Zambia. They respect you. They know you. They love you. Zimbabwe, we adore you. We
Yes.
call you our own. We would really love to snatch that birthright from Zambia. Like,
Yeah.
let's bring
Do you
this is
know? Do you know?
ours, you know?
It's just
And of course,
amazing.
it's just
And you just reminded me about Zimbabwe a few months ago this year, probably February, March of this year.
Mhm.
Star FM in Zimbabwe very, very kindly awarded me a Lifetime Achievement Award
They
for
did.
Zimbabwe.
Mhm.
And, that just touched my heart. I felt so emotional because Zimbabwe is really where my career started. Although I
Mm.
started performing in Zambia on children's television programs, but it was in Zimbabwe where I began to plant my roots, so to speak.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I felt when I won this Lifetime Achievement Award from Star FM and from the Zimbabwean nation, it really made me feel so emotional because I felt like I'm going full circle again.
Mm.
Started
Mm.
home and going back home again, and
Yeah.
it just really fills my heart. I even feel emotional talking about it now. It's just
Oh
wonderful,
man,
wonderful.
man, that is the very same radio station I was like the family of radio stations that I was working for,
All right.
and when those awards were given, I read out the nominees and obviously the achievement awards, and I was like, this is so. I mean, this is long overdue. We have failed terribly and terribly so to really honor what you did. I mean, like
Thank you.
your music was not only consumed by Zimbabweans, but the entire world. And for us to, at a very probably like it's good and proper that we're giving you your flowers while you're still here with us, right?
Right,
But
right.
but I think we should have started way back in the day. You should have been tired right now to say no, no, please,
Thank you, Joe. Thank you
thank you.
so
You know,
much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
and
I got a lot of that kind of feedback from the fans as well. But it is what it is,
mm,
and only God knows why things happen when they do. And I'm just really grateful and thankful.
man, man. I am so grateful and thankful as well that you are here with me because this podcast is one of the few loves of my life.
Oh
Please don't tell
wow.
my wife. Don't tell my wife that
Shh.
yeah. And I really have the love for the music, and as long as I've been living in Africa, because that's all I've ever been in, right?
Yeah.
Music such as Everybody's Free and Are You Ready to Fly have really made up my life. I'm a 39-year-old male, and I believe that some of the music that I've listened to have literally shaped my life. If there was if they were probably if I had been exposed to a different kind of music, I would be probably somewhere, or I'd probably be
Yeah.
doing something else, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So my dad was a huge motivation, mom singing in the church and stuff like that. But my dad always used to have this thing of tuning into the radio and
Yeah.
sitting right by it. You know, there were this big radio stations, radio sets, right? So
Yeah.
you'd sit in there and you'll be listening to his Kutsi Marudzas, you'd sit into his Peter Johns and stuff. And these are
Yes.
the guys that exposed us to all the music that we know today.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Rozalla Miller was part of that playlist. So I was like, no, man, if there's a
Wow.
chance that I can speak to her, I am
Wow.
so, I'm so gonna chase it.
Wow.
I'm so gonna
Wow.
chase it,
I'm so happy we're doing this. I'm so happy. It's
man.
good. It's good.
So, um, are you in touch with Zimbabwean music? I mean, ever since your time, like, I mean, when you speak about the Rusikes and
Yeah.
one of the Rusike brothers is a good friend of mine. We speak occasionally. I think I've done an interview with him. Um, when that movement that we made as a Zimbabwean, as a nation, from
Yeah.
that huge talent, the Rusike brothers,
Yeah.
Rozalla Miller, Oliver Mtukudzi, Thomas Mapfumo, you name it, blah blah blah. And then now, are you in touch with any of the works that have sort of uh, been presented after you and the other guys?
Sadly, I'm not. I really
Mhm.
not. What's happened with me in my life, Joe? I'm working on my career. I listen to other music, particularly what's on the radio,
Okay.
or stuff that I grew up listening to of old that I still enjoy. I haven't really followed up with Zimbabwean artists. And in fact, actually, to be honest, when I was awarded the Lifetime Achievement Award and some of the artists that were on there, I can't remember the names for the life of me. I listened to some of their stuff. And what I will say is these new up and coming Zimbabwean artists that were also given their award during this achievement award, I just thought the notch has been turned up 100% more in ways of the quality, the style of music. I mean, just absolutely really out there, really, really fantastic, you know. But it's not something I keep up with, unfortunately, with Zimbabwean music. That is, so yeah.
Yeah, it's understandable. I mean, there's been a lot of work, but I'll tell you this for free. Most of them might not acknowledge that and probably give you a call or say something along those lines, but you have helped to shape who they have become right now. There's a whole lot of
Wow.
I'm
Wow.
I'm
You
I'm
have just put a light switch on by that comment. Wow.
I
like
am being I'm
like
being
Oprah
honest.
says, turn on that light switch. It's like that aha moment. You've just
Mm,
done that.
mm,
You
mm,
know,
mm.
Joe, if I can be that little bit of a light bulb or a candle or a torch for my fellow Zimbabwean artists, you know, I'm honored. I'm really
Mm.
honored. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I can help in any way, and if that's one of the ways, fantastic.
So you ended up settling in the UK. Did you marry a Zimbabwean, an African, a European guy? What happened? Because we all thought probably somebody somehow from Zimbabwe was gonna scoop this this
Well,
good-looking woman with a
well,
powerful voice and all good things going on for her.
well, I'm married to a white British man, and
Mhm.
we've been together. We'll be celebrating. Gosh, I normally get it wrong, and it's like, you see, you forget how many years we've been together.
Okay,
All I can,
that's one thing
I,
that I know. Creatives are bad at those things. They will forget everything that matters. Mm.
I think in total, coming up this year, we'll have been together 27 years
Ooh,
and
man.
married for 24. Yeah, yeah.
That's almost as long as the song has survived. Like
Yeah,
everybody's
yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember when I first met him. We met in 1997. Yeah. So I hope I got my sums right. If you start working out 97 to now, and we got married. No, we met in 1994 and got married 1997.
Yeah, so that would be 28 years.
28.
Yeah, if you met him
Oh gosh.
1994,
Yeah.
we only need 6 years to get to 2000, and then
Oh
we've
my.
got 27 So 21 plus, yeah, 27 years. 27 years.
Oh,
Actually.
27.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So I'm not too.
27.
Okay, so I'm not
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
All right, brilliant. Yeah, and
Yeah, 27. You're so
you
right.
know, and yeah, he's a very very big fan, very supportive of my career,
Mm.
and in fact, what's happened now is he's semi-retired, you know. So I would go out on the road and catch trains, planes, automobiles. Sometimes
Mm.
have a tour manager to take me and stuff like that. And so he's sort of semi-retired now, and he's like, "Look, I'll come with you on the road. I'll look up after you and drive you." You know, I'm like, "Okay, fine." And I'm going, "Uh-oh, husband and wife, this is gonna be a disaster." You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
Yeah.
"Okay, let's try it." And we tried it for about the last 2 years. Unfortunately, not during the pandemic.
Mhm.
And you know, now we're back on the road as of the last 3 months or so, and it's been quite amazing. Actually, it's been amazing, and I've just got my support. You know,
Mm.
he drives me to where I want to get to safe and sound. You know, he helps me choose my outfits. He'll tell me that color lipstick doesn't look good with those trousers because it doesn't go. I'm
Okay.
like,
See,
I'm like,
he is a real manager.
yeah, he's a man. So
Yeah.
I'm like, where has this man been? He was husband and support and all that, but now it's like showing me a different color to him. I'm like, okay, but it's good. It's really, really good.
Man, how lucky are you? How lucky are you?
Absolutely, absolutely,
Very blessed, right?
absolutely. Yeah, yeah,
How has the pandemic been, though, for you? I mean, it's slightly different than, we've had it here in Africa,
yeah.
but you guys are back in stadiums and stuff like that. We watch football every time. We're like, oh, goddamn, we wish we were in the UK or something. But
Oh,
in the past year, I mean, you obviously with your career, people are demanding your music and your performances over and over again.
yeah.
How has that been for you?
It's just been incredible. You know, I'm still going out there when I do my shows, going out on that stage, holding the microphone in my hand, singing the songs that people want to hear has always been something surreal to me. But now, because of what we went through, it's just so unbelievable. I'm
Mm,
still thinking, is
mm,
this really happening? And you're on the stage and you can see the fans, and I can't describe it. The look on their faces is one of incredulous joy,
mm,
like we're here, and it's the same for me. I'm so grateful to be out there doing my thing. You know, there are still some people that are a little afraid of this pandemic. Understandably, some have taken it more deeply than others. Others just want to get out there and live their lives to the full. But we're getting back there. You know, the stadiums have been filled up, the concert venues have been filled up. And
mm.
I've got a gig tomorrow where they're expecting about 20,000 people at a
Oh, wow.
festival that, yeah, which was cancelled obviously last year. It's called the Reminisce Festival that's taking place in Liverpool. And so there's a whole host of DJs and artists that are flying over from all over the world, and there'll be about 20,000 people. So my stage time is at 20 to 4. And
Mm.
I just look so forward to it. You know, I'm nervous. I always get nervous because I want to go out there and do my best. But it's like people just, you want to live your life. You want to get back to some kind of normalcy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So what do you do when you're nervous? Does Rozalla Miller, I mean, 30 years with Everybody's Free, we're celebrating that this year, and you're still talking about being nervous
Yeah.
going up a stage.
Oh, I get so nervous, and it
What
depends.
happens? Do you have butterflies?
Oh, my heart beats so fast at that
Is
moment.
it?
If I could run away, I would. I would run somewhere else, but I got, like, security guards behind me and in front of me.
Oh,
So like
yeah.
there's no way out, and my husband's going, I'm watching you.
Yeah,
But
you bet.
ultimately, I think, what an opportunity and a gift to be invited here to sing for these
Mhm.
wonderful fans and to be paid.
Yeah,
I'm getting
man.
paid. I'm getting paid to sing, and I just
To do
think,
what you
to
love.
do what I love, and I'm obsessively grateful about that. I really am. So I just think, obviously, I'm nervous, and the reason I feel nervous is because I want to go out there and do my best. And I read a quote. I don't know who it was, but some artist said, "The day you stop feeling nervous in whatever it is you do is the day you stop caring."
That is so true. That
Yeah,
is so true. Like you have to, there's got to be a sort of, something that grabs you and says, do you really understand what you're about to do? You're about to
yeah,
step up into 20,000 people. But
yeah.
that's nothing. That's nothing for you. You opened up for Wako Jacko and you had 75,000 people.
Yes. Yeah, that was something that I will forever, forever be utterly obsessively grateful that such
Hmm.
a I mean, wow, I don't even know what to say. It will forever be one of the highlights, the biggest highlights of my career, to have supported, in my opinion, the biggest star in the world at that time, and still
Mhm.
is.
And still
But
is.
I mean, who in these times, in the last 10 years even, has gotten to the level of Michael Jackson? I can't pinpoint anyone really.
Yeah.
There are some big artists with due respect, but Michael, I mean, come on, that was Mount Everest,
Yo,
really. Yeah,
yo,
yeah,
75,000 people.
yeah.
I mean, how did you get that gig anyway?
Well, I just signed to Sony, and
Uh-huh.
Michael Jackson was signed to Sony as well,
Yes.
and he was about to embark on his Dangerous tour, and at that time, I had the biggest hits across Europe, which were "Are You Ready to Fly," "Everybody's Free,"
Yeah.
and "Faith and the Power of Love," and they were so massive for me across Europe and many parts of the world. And I remember being in New York, and they said they put my name forward to Michael because apparently he asked, "Who are the artists, the dance artists that are really happening across Europe?"
Yeah.
And they sent him my songs as well and videos as well as other artists. And I got a call in the New York Sony offices saying, "You better get back on the next flight because Michael Jackson has chosen you to be one of his support acts."
Man.
My jaw hit the floor. I was on the flight the next day, straight back to
Man.
the UK. We started rehearsals ASAP. And I did 3 months with him. And I think we did about 43 dates. And for the first 1 month, it was myself and Chris Cross. And they were like 13 or 14 years old, these two
Mm.
young guys. And then they had to go back to school. And I thought they were going to bring in another artist, but Michael himself said, no, 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 just let it be Rozalla. So instead of me doing a 30-minute set, they increased my set to 45 minutes. And that's how it was for the rest of the 2 months. But yeah, he chose me personally, and we took pictures, and we met, and he was really, really nice guy.
I was about to ask you the very same thing. Like, did you meet Michael? What sort of conversations did you guys have? Uh, did he comment on your hair? You
Well, one
know,
of one of the things I remember when we met and we took pictures, he
yeah.
hugged me, and I just said, thank you for this opportunity, for allowing me to be your support act. He said, "Oh, don't worry, Rozalla. Whenever I drive into the stadium, I hear the fans screaming for you when you're singing your songs. That's just incredible." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, wow!" And he said that to me. And then I said to him, I don't know why I said this. I said, "My mom says hello." And he went,
You
"Oh."
had to.
I was like freaking out. And he was, had his arm around me. And he says, "Oh, say hi to your mom." And then he said to me, because he canceled 2 or 3 of his shows at the
Mhm.
11th hour, at the last minute. And he said to me, asked me, "I've been having voice problems, Rozalla. How do you
Mhm.
look after your voice?" And I'm going, he's asking me how I look
Rozalla
after
Miller. Oh
me.
man.
And so I said to him,
Yeah.
"Look," it's difficult to do it when you're on tour, or when you're doing shows back to back. But
Yeah.
ultimately, the way to look after your voice is to rest it and keep quiet, or do the usual lemon and honey,
Mm.
steam your voice, nose area. Other than that is rest. And so he's asking me all these questions and stuff like that. And yeah, and then of course it was the last gig I did with him in Portugal, and I asked to meet him just to say bye. And he was with his security guards, and he was about to go into his dressing room, and he came to hug me. And then I said, "Michael, you have to kiss me on my lips." And he went, "Okay," and he kissed me on my lips. And I
Really?
went, "My yeah,
Really?
yeah, yeah," just like
Oh man.
a nice brother sister peck, you know.
Yeah.
And I went, "Michael, you didn't kiss me properly." And then he went, "Oh, okay," and he kissed me again. And then he just freaked out and started laughing. And then he said to his security guards, I bet you guys put Rozalla up to this to make me shy. I bet you did. And he ran into his room like lightning, honestly. And that was the last time I
Wow.
saw him. Yeah, yeah,
Wow. How did his body feel? Like his face? I mean, you were face to face with Michael Jackson, like
yeah. I
two
know, I know.
times.
I mean, obviously he had the stage makeup,
Yeah.
very, very
Oh, so
well
you didn't
done.
have to. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, his makeup was very well done.
Mhm.
Obviously he had the lipstick, he had the lashes, the false lashes or whatever, but it was so well done that when he was actually on stage, because the lighting, stage lighting is so strong, it drowns out everything. He looked sort of quite smooth and flawless.
Mm.
And it was such a massive tour. I remember being told that there were 2 or 3 stages. And so for instance, if we were in Germany, the next stage would be getting driven to the next territory, maybe France or wherever was nearby, because they used a hydraulic system stage where when he did Thriller, the stage would
Mhm.
actually lift and there'd be
Mhm.
sort of like a cemetery on the stage.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just
It was
mind-blowing.
amazing,
It was
man.
mind-blowing, really,
Wako Jacko.
really. Yeah,
You
amazing.
pinched yourself. You must have pinched yourself a couple of times. Like,
Oh,
I am
all the time.
born in Zambia,
Yeah,
lived in Zimbabwe,
yeah,
and
yeah,
here I am with
yeah.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, and I
Man,
remember when I was in junior school in Zambia, at the time, the Michael Jackson wasn't known as a Jackson; it was a Jackson 5.
exactly.
And I was just like, I would dream of them, and then of course Michael Jackson broke out, and the Jackson 5 became the Jacksons, and then there was Michael Jackson, and in my opinion, during that time, he released one of his best albums ever, which was Off the Wall. I think, yeah, Off the Wall, which was, to me, in my opinion, one of his best albums ever. And I used to dream of these guys. And I remember when we moved to Zimbabwe, my dad had a sheet metal engineering workshop. And my mom and dad went out. It was a Saturday afternoon. And I said to my brothers, I want to call Michael Jackson and the Jacksons in America. So they're like, yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, let's call him. Let's call him. And so I called the Zimbabwean operator. And I said, can you put me through to Michael Jackson in America? And they're like, yeah, okay. They were calling America. And then, nobody picked up. And then they were like, sorry, we can't connect you to the Jacksons. And then my dad got the bill, and it was like 200 or 300 kwacha, which was so much money at the time. And they were so angry with me. But that's how far back we're going with my love for the Jacksons and Michael Jackson. And
Man.
fast forward to then support this megastar. I
Mhm.
mean, that's what dreams are made of. That's what dreams
Exactly.
are made of. Yeah. So it's like Joe. I've been one of those people. I never realize it, but I do now. When you put out things into the world,
Yeah.
and you dream of good things, the universe somehow, some way conspires to help you get there or get nearer to it. So like you
Mm.
put it out there to do an interview with me for however long it's been, and here we are. So you put it out there, and so I guess what I'm trying to say is, in life, us human beings, when you don't put it out there and you don't do your best to give it a chance, you'll never know.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. I'm so really stoked that you say that and gave the example of myself because
yeah, it's true, it's true.
man, the universe has a way of just spitting
Yeah,
out some of the things that you would have
yeah,
put out there and rewarding you with it. And I'm so
yeah,
happy. I'm so happy.
yeah,
Man, Wako
absolutely.
Wako Jacko, man. Wako Jacko.
Wacko
But
Jacko.
uh, not only did you do Wako Jacko, you also did Billy Ocean, which I also thought was Billy Ocean was a favorite of my dad's, and even Michael Jackson. I mean, everybody was a favorite of Michael Jackson. But it just goes on to show that it wasn't a fluke. Michael Jackson. So you started with the Michael Jackson, and after that, nobody else could ever say no to you. I mean, like you were with Michael Jackson, so the reference would be, oh, there's Rozalla. She was opening for Michael Jackson, and Billy
Yeah,
Ocean would be like, yeah, cool.
yeah,
Let's take her.
yeah.
She's got the
That one.
experience.
Yeah, it all helped. It all helped. And how the Billy Ocean gig came about was, I've always wanted to record an album that was sort of jazzy, not strictly jazzy, but sort of easy listening jazz. And I recorded the brand new version, which was the name of this album. And at the time, my manager was looking after Billy Ocean, and he heard my album. Billy heard my album, and he invited me to be his support act. So that for me was just amazing, because again, Billy's one of those artists that I just absolutely loved from childhood. And I went out and I did the album with the 3-piece band, which was a very, very different type of gig for me. And we were performing to, small concert venues of about 2,000 to 3,000 people. And I had a pianist, a guitarist, a bass guitarist, and a drummer, and myself singing. So, it was very open. I had nothing to hide behind apart from my 3 band musicians. And it was incredible. And I did 53 dates with Billy Ocean. And we had a pause in between for about a month or 2. And we continued, but that was just lovely. That was just wonderful.
If I was an artist and I am writing songs or I'm performing songs, one of the things that I would really love just to have 1, 2, 3, couple of hits that would go worldwide,
Yeah.
And so many artists have done that, right? But some seem to fade with time. And here's the reason why I felt like, having a conversation with you and with everybody's free turning 30, it almost feels like it was produced yesterday.
Wow. Wow.
Do you ever think if you had never, or you had turned down the opportunity to have people do everyone is free to feel good, do you ever think you would have reached the level of success that you have reached so far?
I doubt very much. I mean, somebody said to me, your song, Everybody's Free, is your passport. It's your goal. It's your golden ticket. And absolutely, it's the truth. It is. And let's not beat about the bush. I get booked, and I'm still out there because of that song. So, as the saying goes, make hay when the sun shines.
Exactly.
That's simply what I'm doing. And, and that is, it's one of those things, make hay when the sun shines. And it's still getting me out there performing. I still love performing. I still love going out there performing. And I said to my agent, I think it was about a couple of years ago or so, we were at some airport. We were looking at some artists or TV people that were earning so much in a year. And I said, oh, when I earn that kind of money, I'm going to retire. And he almost had a heart attack. He's like, you're not retiring until you're 80.
With the way you look, Rozalla, if I was your manager, I would not retire you until you're 82.
I think you guys are all in cahoots.
No, I'm being honest. I am being honest.
Oh my
God.
God.
Forget everything that they told you, that you have to start your career at whatever age. You can still start it at 52, look this good, and retire at 80. You'd have made enough money. I am being honest with you right now.
Thank you. Well, I was saying, I'm working on a new album, and
Wow.
I was fortunate during the pandemic and before to release 3 singles off it. We're just about to release the 4th single, which I co-wrote in Belgium with 2 other guys in 2018. So it's quite a shock that it's coming out, and there's about 4 mixes to it, which sound amazing. I'll send you a copy. I will send you the mixes. Don't you worry.
Definitely.
So we've got that coming out on the 24th of this month. It's very, very different to all my other stuff. It's sort of very kind of mid-tempo, soulful, very different. And, when it's out there, whatever happens, whether it becomes a hit or it's an album filler or whatever, it's just to keep the profile, and to let people know I'm out there, I'm still doing my thing, and there'll be an album to follow with future singles from it.
Man, I'll be so... I listened to a couple of those songs on Spotify. I did.
All right.
The singles that you had. And the thing is, look, here's what happened. I saw a couple of posts on Twitter.
Yeah.
I was like, Rozalla Miller. Okay, she's still doing a thing. That's cool. And then I went to some of the people that were posting, right? And then it all came back to me again that, you know what, I've always really wanted to have this conversation and talk to Miss Miller, and then I did that. And I think in one of those posts they were mentioning one of those songs.
All
the
right.
that you have done.
Right.
So I then went to Spotify and I realized, oh, there they are. And I saw it released 2021. And sometimes that happens even when someone has taken an old song and remixed it and brought it back to life again, and then
Yeah.
it says released 2021. So I wasn't really sure that is it like 2021 for real, or she took something that she did back in the day and
Yeah.
released it in 2021, you know. So I'm really excited that you're talking about this
Thank
album,
you.
and the mid-tempo-ness. Yes, I found it, and I listened to it. I don't quite remember the song that I listened to,
Yeah.
but I will say this: we will never judge you for whatever song, whether it's a ballad, it's a mid-tempo, it's
Oh,
a fast tempo, because we also understand that you're freaking 52, and and you're still doing your thing, you know. For years you've been doing your thing, so we will gladly accept you, Rozalla Miller. Don't even worry that,
thank
you know what,
you.
it's just to keep the profile. I'm saying it and I'm certifying it right here. Nobody
Thank
should
you.
ever talk about anything about Rozalla Miller other than just acceptance and support.
Thank you.
Those are the
Thank
two
you.
things.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you so much. Now I'm flying.
You have
Thank you
to,
so much. Thank you so,
so
so
you've
much.
been in this industry for a very long time. There are people that you worked with, and God rest their souls, even, you know, the Michael Jackson, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not too sure about Billy Ocean. I haven't checked him out, but, you
Yeah.
know,
Billy's still there. Yeah.
he's still there, yeah.
He's still doing his
So
thing.
he's still doing this, you know, God bless Billy Ocean.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there have been a lot of things that you have seen in the music industry. What one lesson can you tell the next best thing out of Zimbabwe, the next Rozalla Miller, to say,
I will,
girl,
yeah.
boy, this is what you need to
Yeah.
know?
I will tell them, if you feel you're good at what you do, in your spirit and your soul, never give up, because we live in a world where there's so many negatives, so many naysayers. You follow your heart, never give up. That's all I can say. You follow your heart, you follow your dream. And also, equally, it's important to take on constructive criticism from people you believe, who mean well for you and who want well for you. You follow your heart and never give up.
Of the whole follow your heart, conversation has been said over and over, and it almost feels like when somebody says that and they don't have how old is your career? Like, you started singing at what age? I mean, you've been
Oh
singing
my,
forever. Like,
yeah, I mean,
everybody's free is 30, but I'm sure your career is way older than that.
oh yeah.
Way
I
older
mean,
than that.
from when I was 9 or 10 or 8 years old,
Do
I
you know what I
felt it
mean?
in here. I felt it in my heart. It's all these sentences that are cliches, but these cliches have come from something that's real. And when somebody says, follow your heart, in your heart, if you can sing, or if you can act, or if you're good at being the best tailor in the world, whatever it is, in
Yeah,
here.
you know it.
But along my journey, particularly back in Zambia, Zimbabwe especially, I had people telling me when I was 22, 23 that you're too old, it's over. Where do you think you're going to go to? Go and get married and go and live in
Ooh,
Karoi.
ooh.
Exactly. And that's stuck in
Man.
my head. Just go and get married, have kids, and go and live in Karoi. I'm like, what? Not that there's anything wrong with that, but that wasn't my journey. I didn't believe that. And if anything, that spurred me on even more, not to say I'm going to show them, but to follow my heart, my dream, and what I believed I could do and what I believed I want to do,
Yeah,
and over 30 years plus, Joe, I'm still dreaming.
yeah.
I'm still dreaming. And like you said, which is so lovely, up until I'm 82 or whatever, the dream will still be there as long as I
There
take care
is,
of myself and my health, and just keep
and
just keep doing it.
and you are taking care of yourself.
Thank you. Face
Man, you
yoga.
are. Face yoga. I'm doing that. I'm gonna be doing that all the times of my life.
Exactly.
You know. So you spoke about your lovely husband, and settling in the UK. You have any kids?
No, I didn't want any children, because for no reason really, I just didn't want any
Mm.
children. And when I look back at my life and the journey that my life has taken, I think it probably for me was a wise decision.
Listen,
I
was it
traveled.
because you were a very naughty child, demanding to call Michael
No.
Jackson back? You were like, I would not be able to handle myself through some small little brat running around the house.
No, not really. It's just something I didn't want for me in my life.
Okay.
Though I'm a godmother to, a few children out there, and they mean the world to me. My
Mhm.
my nephew, I in some ways the way things have worked out.
Mhm.
I've got so many nephews and nieces and cousins back home in Africa. You know how it is with Africans. I help them wherever I can financially. And I look at it as they're my children. They're the
Yeah.
children I never had.
Mm.
And, some of my relatives are like, the way you help us and fill in the gap when we got a bit of a hole here or there
Yeah.
has just been
Mm.
invaluable. So I think the way God has worked out things for me has been, maybe that's part and parcel of it, because had I still been a singer in Zimbabwe, yes, I would have still been happy, whatever. But I don't think I could have helped out as financially as I'm able to now. Not that I'm a
Mm.
multimillionaire. No, I'm not. But, I'm able to send, whatever I can to just help my family in Zambia and
Man,
Zimbabwe. Yeah.
man. When last have you been? Were you in Zim or Zambia?
I try and go home once or twice a year to
Mm-hmm.
Zambia, Zimbabwe. So I went 2019 in February. And
Mm-hmm.
then a few weeks later, we were hit with this pandemic and lockdown, and the rest is history. So I'm hoping to go in January sometime next year. I hope. I hope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers
This whole
crossed.
fingers
Please,
crossed.
please.
This whole thing will be over, and
Oh,
we'll get
please.
back to some sort of normalcy. So
Yeah.
when you're in Zim, like, where do you go? I heard you mention Karoi there. It's like
Yeah.
your hometown. Is that
Uh,
where the family is?
No, my family live in Harare, and
Okay.
I have family that live in Zambia, in Lusaka, in the city as well. So I try and go to both places, Zambia, Zimbabwe, when I can. And let me tell you, it's hectic
I know.
because
I
because
know.
they all like want to see me, and I'm so flattered and honored, and to a point they must think this rich superstars come to save us. I'm like, no, it's not like that.
No,
Stop
it's
it.
not.
No, I got my
No.
own stuff going on, but it's wonderful to see them all. It's lovely to see family. It's lovely to touch down in Africa, and it's familiar. It's your hometown. It's your city,
Yeah.
and the sand, the dust, the heat, the smell in the air, the life, the buildings, the cars. It's home, and it's just. I just always love going home.
Man.
I've said to my husband and my brothers, if time and money weren't in the way, I would love to spend 2 to 3 months of the year in Africa. I would
Hmm.
love to.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Escape the winters and the
Oh my
rain
gosh,
and
that'll be 9 months of the year in Africa. Let me tell you. Yeah, I'm
escape it
telling you.
all and come to the
Oh,
sunshine.
let me tell you. I tell you.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. But it's
Man.
always lovely going home. Absolutely.
Man, Rozalla Miller in person as she lives and breathes on the Joe Miles podcast. I'm so happy to have you here. Everybody's free turns 30 this year. Do you have a title to the album already?
No, not yet. In fact, we've got another couple more songs left to record
Mm.
for the album, and we don't have a title yet. I have no idea. I have no idea. It's all in the pipeline, so the album might be released end of this year or early next year. I don't know. We'll see.
Mm.
But we
Mm.
get in there. We get in there.
Okay. I have one favor, and you probably have an idea of what it is that I'm going
Wow.
to ask you to do. Yeah!
What?
You better get ready, do your face yoga
Oh
or
my
something. But
wow.
Miss Rozalla Miller, we would love for you to do something sweet and juicy for us on the podcast.
And what's that?
Everybody's free. Brothers and sisters and na 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 na. That's all. That
Okay.
is
Okay. Let's count.
to what?
Brothers and sisters, together we'll make it through. Someday your spirit will lift you and take you there. 'Cause everybody's free to feel good. Everybody's free to feel good. There you go, Joe.
Superb. Thank you
For
very
you.
much. Yo, I am so happy. I'm happy. I'm happy, yo. I'm happy.
That's
I'm
all I
happy.
want.
Do you still
Happy,
do you
healthy.
still do you still hit some of those notes? Because there were notes like
Do you know? I mean, my voice isn't warmed up now at all.
yeah.
But you know, when I recorded "Everybody's Free," it was actually 31 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, we recorded it in 1990, and then of course it became a hit in 1991. My voice has grown, my voice has changed, my voice has matured. Sometimes I can hit those notes that I did over 30 years ago. Sometimes a voice is saying, it's too high. I'm not
Never.
going there. No, no, no,
Yes.
no. But you know, my voice, as anyone's voice, whether it's a talking voice or an acting voice or whatever, your voice changes with the years. So my voice has got new colors to it. I hit the notes I used to hit over 30 years ago in a different way, in a different note, in a different color. So yeah.
Man, I'm so happy for you, Miss Miller. I'm so happy I met you. I'm so happy you came to my podcast. I'm so happy you answered the call just to be here. And I'm going to stick to, I would have loved to continue talking to you. I'm going to stick to the 1 hour that I promised you so that the next time when the album is out, they're like, Miss Miller, please come through.
Yeah, exactly.
Please
And
come through.
Joe, we will keep in touch. You know, I will DM you my number so we can chat on WhatsApp if you wish, and I'll keep you posted.
We have Rozalla Miller's number.
We can keep it chatting, and I'd like to send you my new single and just keep you posted on my new stuff I'm working on.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I would really love that, and I am so happy that this happened. And I wish you all the best, Miss Miller.
Me
Thank you very
too.
much.
Me too, Joe. Thank you so much. You're such a come across as a lovely soul, a lovely spirit.
Am
Thank
I?
you. Yeah, you do. You do. You
Okay,
do.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And I
Stamp
think
of approval.
yeah, exactly. And I'm sure I heard your little boy say "Daddy" in the background at some.
Oh yeah. They know. They know when this guy is talking loud in his room. Don't disturb him, because I'm like, what the hell are you doing here? I am recording people, and not
Anyway.
only just any other artist. This is Rozalla Miller. And then
He
the
sounded so
education will
sweet.
start.
He sounded sweet.
Thank you very much for coming through,
Joe,
Miss
thank
Miller.
you. Thank you
Have a great day.
so much. God bless you. Look,
Bye.
God bless. Thank you, Joe.
God bless you.
Thank you. Bye.